This is Cessna 260 Sierra, Quebec. Radio check, please.
Loud and clear.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, with all this rain and then all the snow that we got after the rain, we got that buildup of ice, then it got super cold, the rain came down, froze it, and then we had it warm up yesterday a little bit, so you have this melting across the runway here. See how that melted?
Yeah.
And now it's frozen overnight. So it's really slick on there. If you had a strong wind, like out of the south right now, we would have our ailerons in this position here to correct into it. If it was like out of the south, southeast. Now if it was out of the south, southwest, we'd have aileron control like that. So when the wind hit it, it's not picking our wing up and pushing us, it's deflecting off. Okay? Now if we had winds out of this way blowing in from the northeast, we'd have our ailerons like this position here with our yoke, with our aileron direction, and then if we had a quartering rear tailwind out of like the northwest, we'd be like that. Okay, and that works that way, vice versa. Any way that you go, if you have a quartering tailwind coming out of that side or from the front, that's how your control would be. Now, if it's just calm, like it is right now, then we could just have them neutralized and good to go. And if you get out here on a high wind day or gusty day, you'll see just how much putting the right proper controls in, even while we're taxiing, will help the airplane.
Griffith traffic, this is Cessna 260 Sierra, Quebec. Departing runway 26 at Griffith.
Boom, you're like a pro already. All right, let's go ahead and taxi out here and get lined up for takeoff.
Griffith Unicom, helicopter 6 Romeo Delta to helipad. Radio check.
We hear you loud and clear.
Thank you.
And 260 Sierra, Quebec, departing runway 26 Griffith. Full power.
And helicopter 6 Romeo Delta has the departing traffic.
Alright, airspeed's coming alive. Let's keep it in the center of the runway. 50, we can go ahead and lift that nose wheel. Alright, nose down. Nose down. There we go. You're doing alright. Keep those wings nice and level. And then we'll just go ahead and take off right over the runway there. Alright, that's good right there. Right over the runway. Kind of have to get into that crab and crab into that wind there. Alright, let's keep on climbing out.
And Griffith traffic, helicopter 6 Romeo Delta's midfield for a southwest departure. Griffith.
Yeah, I forgot how to crop for a second. That happens. You're like, oh, how do I get this where I want it to go? Okay, and then we can climb out at 75, 80. Alright, we're coming in at 5,000, so let's go ahead and do a clearing turn. Once you level the nose off and we're at 5,000, we'll just hold 5,000 and just go to a 90 degree to the east there, and then bring it back, and we'll turn towards the west heading, and then that'll be our clearing turn. We're gonna have some fun, right?
Something like that.
Alright, so this is just the power off stall. So carb heat's coming out, and we're holding our 5,000. Okay, and we can see that our air's bleeding off there. Hear the stall warning horn going off, and then we'll see that drop off? There, boom, recover. Carb heat's coming in and power's coming in. See how I just brought it down to that altitude right there? And now that I've got my airspeed, I'm going to go ahead and pitch for climb. Got a positive rate of climb now, so I go ahead and climb back up to my 5,000. All right?
All right.
At VY. Feel along with me, and you can feel the buffet first, but we don't recover right when we feel the buffet. That'd be the imminent stall, okay? What we're going to do is we recover when we get that complete loss of controls and that sudden drop or loss of controls even with this fully back, okay? So power's coming off, carb heat's back on, and bringing the nose up. Just keeping it level at 5,000. Airspeed's dropping off. Okay. We get that drop. The nose just comes down and carb heat comes in. Notice how we don't have to yank it down. We just get that drop off.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we get the airspeed right there, 65, 70, go ahead and pitch the nose back up. Don't go into a secondary stall. And then climb back up. So we lost about 100, 150 feet in that. Okay? So
right.
That's your full stall there. Now I'm just going to sit here and talk you through it again. So what we did is we kept the nose right at, so that we pitched just for 5,000. Okay? And then we're flying along. We were coming in perhaps for a landing or what have you, or we're not paying attention and our airspeed dropped off, and then we get the stall warning horn. We get that first little buffet. I don't want you to recover then, like we did before with the imminent stalls. We're going to get the full stall. So either you're going to get a slight loss of controls, or you're going to get a drop, and then the nose will drop straight down. So either you'll get a steady just falling down, and then you go ahead and recover, or like the last couple times the nose just kind of dropped on us, and even though we were fully back, we lost that control, and then we just push the nose down to the horizon. Nothing jerky, just kind of push it down nice and steady, and then carb heat and power comes in, and then clean them out at VY. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and set ourselves up for a power on stall. Alright, so slowing it down a little bit as if we were taking off, so we're at about 65, 70 there. Carb heat comes in, full power's coming back. Okay. Loss of control, boom, right on the horizon, and I lost a little bit on my heading there, which we don't want to do, okay, and then our power's coming back. It's a little bit more aggressive with that one, and I was a little bit fast when I went into it, so we got a little bit more pitch, so I'll slow it down a little bit more this time, okay, so we'll go ahead and do one more. You feeling all right? Okay.
I'm not sick, so
okay.
That's good.
It's a little nerve-wracking. I've done these a lot of times though, so, and like I said before, I like living.
Yeah.
So here we are at 5,000 here, and we go ahead and bring the power fully in. Get that loss of control there. Boom. Power comes back there, and recover.
All right, not bad.
Okay, and then right there. I'll do one spin for us, and I'll show you what happens if we don't keep the airplane in coordinated flight, all right?
All right.
All right, so the airplane's going to go into a spin, and it's going to really feel weird. I won't make you do a spin today or anything unless you really, really want to.
No, I'll pass.
Okay, so what's going to happen when we go into this spin is the airplane is going to be straight down towards the ground, and it's going to be spinning like this.
Yeah.
Okay? So it'll feel a little bit different, but we'll recover from it just fine.
I hope I don't scream.
Okay.
And anybody up?
Alright, so we'll go ahead and set up for this. Alright, area's clear. Back. And with this, we're not keeping it coordinated. Alright, and that's what happens if you don't keep it coordinated. Now power's coming back in and carb heat's coming in.
Okay.
Notice how we get that? So we lost about 500 feet there. Alright, you did good through that. But you see what happened is I didn't keep it level, right?
Yeah.
And then we kicked over, we went one, and then we covered right there back onto our north heading. So that's what happens. That's why I keep telling you, don't let it yaw to the left. Don't let it yaw. Make sure to have your rudder pedal in. Keep the wings level. And you hear me saying that because that's what happens if not. And if you don't know how to recover, you notice how I recovered from that? Opposite rudder pedal, neutralized the ailerons, and then it snapped out before I even had to ply forward on the yoke, which it will often do. But if it hadn't popped out, then I'd put forward on the yoke. But just neutralize the ailerons, opposite rudder pedal, she popped out, and then bringing in that power again. All right, this time keep it going directly south, and then once you feel that loss of control and the nose drops, then recover. You're doing good, man. You're doing good. All the way back. Pull it all the way back. All right, there we go, and recover. See that?
Yeah.
See how it feels? All right, airspeed right there at 70, and then go ahead and climb back up to your 5,000. The reason I have you climb back up to your 5,000 each time is because not that we are losing our altitude, but the problem is if you keep on doing more stalls, you can creep down further, and then all of a sudden you're doing the stalls below the 1,500 that you're required to have. Now, I don't like doing stalls just 1,500 above the ground.
Makes sense.
I like it up here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and do a power on stall. So go ahead and bring the carb heat back. Let's get the airplane slowed down to about 65, 70, like how you'd be taking off. Okay, and then once it is slowed down to that, then you're going to be full power on, and then the carb heat in, obviously, as well.
Okay, so
okay.
power.
All right, full power, bring her back. Okay.
Okay, that didn't go well.
That's going into a spin. There we go.
All
okay, what we want to do, are you doing all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
I just don't want to make you too nervous, okay? What you want to do is you got to keep it coordinated, and what you started to do is you recovered before we actually stalled, and then you didn't keep the wings level.
Okay.
All right? So what we want to do is just like this. I'll demonstrate one more for you.
Okay.
So just power's coming in like this, all the way back, keep it coordinated, don't stare off the side. Once you get that drop, then nose down. Boom. See how I kept it right with the direction that we want? Boom. Now we get our airspeed. That's all we lost. Then go ahead and pitch for our 5,000. There, we got our 5,000. Now that power is coming back out there, and I want you to do one now. Right now. Okay? So full power and pitching up. Keep outside the airplane. Just look straight outside the airplane. Keep them wings level. All right, recover. We're waiting to recover. We're waiting to recover. All right?
All right.
We don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Okay? So as soon as you get that loss of controls, okay? As soon as we get that loss of control, then just nose straight forward. But don't put it into that turn. You're going into that turn there to the left. Notice how we're almost all the time trying to enter a spin to the left?
And should I use more right rudder pedal or something?
Right, you're letting it yaw. You're letting the airplane yaw to the side, and then you're letting that wing drop. Okay, so that's why it's so important we stay in coordinated flight while we're in that stall. Okay?
Okay.
And then as soon as it does stall, just straight forward, not crook to the side, just straight forward on the yoke till we get the horizon back.
Okay.
All right?
At power on stall or just maybe next time?
If you're up to it, I'll give you another shot.
Yeah, I want at least one more try on that.
Okay. Let me get done with this clearing turn here, and then I'll give it over to you.
All right.
All right, we're facing north this time though.
Yep.
We're at 5,000. I'm going to bring this power back, get you slowed down, and then I'll give it over to you.
All right.
All right. Now it's about here. All right, your airplane. All right, recover. Down, nose down.
Well,
nose up, nose up. Okay. When we recover, bring it just to the horizon.
Okay.
All right, I let you recover it. You did recover it that time. I didn't jump in there. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's subconsciously what I was expecting to happen.
Right. Okay. So you pushed it way down to the horizon. See how much horizon we got? We were like pointed right down.
Yeah.
When we recover, just recover to the horizon. From that point where the land touches the sky, just push the nose down on that, and then keep the longitudinal axis. I mean, keep it from yawing. Make sure you have that little bit of right rudder pedal in, and then keep the wings level. All right. Let's be on our heading before we get into another one. If you want to try another one. Alrighty. Now, in case of an emergency, let's say for instance, the engine just went out. Okay. So the engine went out. What's the first thing that we're going to want to do?
Look for a place to land.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, You're pretty correct, but not completely. First and foremost is fly the airplane, fly the airplane, fly the airplane. Those are the 3 top things I always want you to do first. All right? And you think, oh, well, that's easy. Well, a lot of guys forget to do it when they get in an emergency because they're looking for a place to land. So fly the airplane. So what we're going to do is we're going to pitch for best rate of glide. Okay? So we're going to pitch for about, in this airplane, I believe it's around 70, 75. I'd have to check the POH again. But if we're going to pitch for about 70, let's say. Okay? And that's going to give us our best rate. So we're going to stay in the air as long as possible without being into a stall. We don't want to slow down so much we go into a stall, right?
Right.
Okay, we want to stay in the air as long as possible. It gives us more options. So we're going to fly the airplane first and foremost. Secondly, find a good place to land. And then we're going to head towards that place to land. And in the meantime, if we get the time to, you know, first of all, we pilot the airplane. Then we navigate. So we're navigating to our spot. And then if we have the time, we can communicate. But if you have the time, like let's say we're up here at altitude right now, and we lose an engine, we could try to do a restart. We could try to see, oh, did I bump my fuel off? Did I run out of fuel? Did I, you know, did some idiot grab your mixture while you were flying along and was like, oh, what's this knob do? Let me do that. You see the people in their cars, you know, that start messing with buttons and stuff, and then you go, oh, the mixture's off. Don't, you know, think through. I call what blessing the airplane. So you know how the Catholics, I'm not Catholic, but you know how they do the blessing?
Yeah.
Okay, so starting from here to the left, come down, looking at your master switch, looking at your mags, looking at your switches across here, looking, and then we come down, look down here, fuel gauge, mixture, throttle, carb heat, all of that coming up, and then coming across. There's not much over here, but in other airplanes there's different fuses and switches that may have caused the issue. There's fuses over here. So starting here, boom, all the way down, checking the fuel, mixture, all of that, coming across, and we're good to go there. Okay? But first, fly the airplane. Second, yes, find a good place to land, okay? Safest good place to land with where you can glide to. And then next, see if you can get it restarted. If you can't get it restarted, you still have time. You're already headed for where you're going. Then you can go ahead and communicate, hey, mayday, mayday, I'm in trouble. You just lost your engine. What are we going to do?
Alright, set altitude.
Alright, so you got your airspeed set, so you're good to go. You're flying right there at your 70. Okay, keep it at your 70. Alright, now, where do you think's a good place to land?
Well, there's plenty of fields here.
There's plenty of fields, but and if that's what your option is, you can always do a field. But remember, sometimes,
there's
you know,
an airport right there, or
boom,
airstrip right there.
That's
I remember that from last time. Yeah.
That's it. That's what I wanted you to remember, because why go land in a farmer field, which is fine if that's all you have, but why go land in a farmer field that might have, you know, barbed wire across it that you can't see, might have a big old hole that we're going to land into and cream ourselves into and flip over and blow up. You know, most likely we're not going to die, you know, if you do it right and you got your airspeeds right. But why do that when we've got an airport there? Right. But the thing is we're high, right?
Yeah, so we have to lose altitude.
Right, exactly. So what we're going to do is we've got that little airfield there. You have it in sight?
Yeah.
And you've lost your power and you can't even use flaps. I mean, you go to put your flaps in because you're going to go down and descend. You don't have any flaps. Okay, how could we burn off altitude without picking up a bunch of airspeed? Because we don't want to come in like a gun, you know, flying in at 100 miles, you know, 120 miles an hour. How are we ever going to land the airplane? Okay, what we're going to do is what's called a forward slip. So we're going to cross control the airplane using the airplane as a flap. So what cross controlling is we'll just take the airplane like this, wing down, right rudder pedal. Okay. Just like that. See how it's slowing our airplane down and we're descending. Look how much faster we're descending, yet keeping the same airspeed. So we're on this downwind to this airport here, and look what we're doing. See how we're doing that? Yeah. Okay? But we'll want to do that cross slip usually just on final. But if you wanted to do a little bit in the downwind, if you saw you had a lot of altitude, you could. So we're coming in like this. See that airport there? We're picking up some extra airspeed that we don't want. So anytime you're within the white arc, this is okay to do this. So we're coming down just like this, and see how we're doing that? Yeah. And we're working our way right down in. Do you think we'll make that runway? In your judgment, you think we'll make it? It's right up here.
I see it. I see it.
See it right there?
I don't know. Honestly, maybe.
Yeah, I've got it. Right now, if we forward slipped it right in, we could. I just don't want to get any lower.
Traffic, this Cessna 260 Sierra Quebec, left downwind, forward runway 26, Griffith.
Once we get adjacent to the end of the runway, we can pull carb heat and start our descent down and in.
Alright, Jason.
Yep, right there. Full carb heat. Throttle back to about 15. And starting our descent in. We're not going to bring our flaps on until we get at least in the 80. Or in the white arc. About 84. Alright, we're waiting for that 45. Let's slow the airplane down there. Alright, we got the 45. Go ahead and turn your base.
Griffin traffic, this is Cessna 260 Sierra Quebec, left base for runway 26, Griffin.
Alright, 10 degrees of flaps coming in. Watch your airspeed. Watch your airspeed. Remember what happens with that.
Yeah.
Alright, I have your throttle. I want you to control pitch. I'll keep you at your safe airspeed. Okay. Looking on the right here, make sure that we're good here. When we turn final, we're going to put in another 10 degrees of flaps, so we'll be at 20. Looking here. And I want you to try to bring it down as good as we can.
Okay.
As you can. Alright,
got it.
Clear on the right.
Hey, Griffin traffic, this is Cessna 260 Sierra Quebec, turning final, runway 26, full stop, Griffin.
20 degrees more flaps coming in. Go ahead and turn final. Coming down at those numbers. Aim it to the numbers. Alright, let's try to keep those wings level. Alright, feel along with me here.
Okay.
Okay, see how everything starts speeding up and the wind's trying to blow you around and everything. But just keep it coming down nice and steady. Alright, coming down. Coming down. Power's coming off. Alright. Just hold it off and let air touch down. You there? Alright. Then we follow through too. Alright, follow through. Just let it roll out nice. I know it's tempting to try to pull off the taxiway there.
Nope.
But just let it roll out. Carb heat's coming in, and flaps are coming up.
Alright.
Alright.